What do we think? Who's going to win the comp and why? Who have we got at the top of the ladder to start the season 2022?
It's the old firm. It's the Roosters and Melbourne up the top, I think, and obviously Penrith as the reigning premiers. Like, I think, look, whoever wins outside those three is going to have to play above themselves, which is possible. But I think, yeah, you start with those three and you move from there, don't you?
Yeah, look, I got the Roosters on top because they made the finals last year with half their second grade side to illustrate how much depth they've got. They've got Luke Keary back, who's the best try assist player in the competition. But having him back means we're going to see enormous improvement even more in Sam Walker with pressure off him. And the other key man coming back in the middle, Queensland Origin front rower, Lindsay Collins.
Yeah.
I really like the Roosters' chances.
Is Keary definitely playing round one?
I don't know, mate. Well, we're hanging out for the team. I'm told he will play, but...
We spoke to him last week. He said that he definitely was, but he's obviously had an ankle issue over the course of the summer, and he's going to have to try and nurse that through the early rounds.
You look at who's going to win the comp. I think it's the last six or seven seasons anyway. Either Melbourne have won it or the team that beat Melbourne won it. So,
well, Parramatta beat Melbourne twice last year. I know they didn't beat them when it matters most, but they did beat them twice during the regular season. We all know the heavyweights are going to be up there. Penrith will be there, the Roosters will be there, Melbourne will be there. I reckon Ding Dong, the witch could be dead, Phil.
Yeah,
I reckon Ding Dong, 36 seasons. Yeah. Jack Gibson did it in 1980. We've got BA on later tonight. Yeah. Their window's open, and there's a sense of timing. Like, if ever they're going to strike, now's the time.
I go back to that final last year. I still reckon they should have beaten Penrith in that final. There was a lot of controversy at the end. Yeah, you did too. One of your best.
that was one of the best of the year. What about Manly? Are they a chance?
Yeah, they're always a chance while Tom Turbo's there, aren't they? They just keep winning footy games, and Dally Cherry Evans and Jake and good engine room. I tell you, they're going to miss Schuster early.
And Olakawada.
Yeah, they're going to miss them.
They've got good kids coming through, Manly.
And I read a stat in the paper a couple of weeks ago. They're the worst round one team in the comp. In the last 15 years, they've won 4 round one games. And look, I know it means nothing this weekend, but they're going to be flat out up at Penrith, I would think.
They started terribly last year. I think the Sharks are definitely the big improvers. Their trial form's been great with Fitzgibbon too as coach. I think they'll be the big movers. What do you think, Kenny?
Oh, I like what I've seen out of Cronulla. You can already see they're playing differently than what they were. They look more physical and they're defending differently than they have. So I like that about them. There's certainly improvement in there. I think everybody's anticipating that Cronulla will be the big mover up the ladder. Look, every team has got their reasons right now why they can win the, make the 8 and threaten. But I think Cronulla are the big improvers there. But you've got other teams like the Raiders. Hopefully, will be back and get over all that drama last year with George Williams and all that. I think that's going to be a big plus for them, and we'll see what happens around that. South is the other one. What happens to South?
Yeah, well, that's the big question too. But they've still got they're going to lean a lot on Latrell and Cody. They've got Murray. They've still got Cook there in there at dummy half. Ilias into that 7 role's got a lot of pressure on him, but I think he'll do a good job.
Yeah. So you go, Hoops.
Well, I look at everyone's talking about Adam Reynolds and the fact that they've lost Adam Reynolds, but they've also lost Gagai on that left edge, who was so lethal as a link man with Alex Johnson and also with Latrell. Jaden Sewer has joined the Dragons. They're another side.
They've lost Benji and Wayne Bennett too.
Well, Wayne Bennett is the most crucial loss of all for the Bunnies, because we know historically coaches can struggle to back up after one.
He also got Cody and Latrell playing probably the best football of their career.
He knew how to manage.
Close to it, yeah.
I think St George will climb for sure.
Yeah, I do too.
I think they'll bang hard on the door for the 8.
Yep.
They've added Sue, as Jimmy just mentioned. Francis Molo, very very good front rower. I tell you, I love in the centres Moses Suley.
He started well.
Yeah, he's fit.
Sloan can play too, bud.
Yeah, good balance with a couple of senior playmakers, Ben Hunt and Andrew McCulloch, and then these young gun X factors, the next generation, Tyrell Sloan and also Junior Ramon. Sullivan's injured, but Jaden Sullivan will come in at some point.
Think about St George Illawarra. A lot of people said to me over summer, when I've said to quite a few people, they're a pretty good price to make the 8. Yeah. And I reckon that's a really safe bet. And everyone's like, oh, you're nuts, like you're serious. But they were in the 8 last year until the barbecue. Yeah. And someone at the top, but they were in the 8 until the barbecue, and then someone said to me, they won't win another game because it split the club, and they didn't win another game, and they went backwards. So they're better this year. They've got enormous depth through the forwards, so they've got the ability to, and it's so important to get through the season. If you lose one bloke and you can pretty much go like for like replacement, that puts you in a pretty good position. So while they're probably a little bit skinny in certain areas on the field, through the middle they're pretty strong.
Yeah, I think Benny Hunt's got to take control, and I think he'll thrive in that situation. I think with no Corey Norman, he'll really thrive under those conditions.